All right, good day everyone. Today we're going to tackle the subject comparative models and policing. Okay, so ito yung magiging discussion natin ngayon. So this will be the first lecture that we will be conducting in the series under the comparative models and policing subject. We'll start with the first topic that we must be familiar of is the term globalization. So when we talk about globalization and what is all about globalization and why do we need to discuss what is globalization when we are going to talk about the comparative models and policing. So it's important because everything that happens under the uh, current landscape of comparative models and policing are all based on the effect of globalization. No? So, what is globalization? We define globalization as a process by which business, culture, technologies, and government around the world become increasingly interconnected. So, ibig sabihin, we are already connected with each other and they are also interdependent. So, basically, globalization covers the movement, the integration of goods, services, people, ideas, and capital across the national border. So it's the merging of the different norms that we have. No, ito na yung pagsasama-sama, no, pag-merge ng lahat ng mga bagay-bagay sa ating mundo, and we call that globalization. Well, globalization is important under comparative models and policing because comparative models and policing will cover or tries to discuss kung ano nga ba yung current landscape natin in terms of criminality. How do we deal with it? Diba? Kasi kung iisipin kasi natin, no, the crime landscape nowadays is different from the crime landscape before, diba? Dati, we can isolate crime, no? We can isolate crime in the sense that pwede natin siyang pigilin, pwede natin siyang kontrolin, no? Sa kung saan lamang ito nangyayari. Say for example, there's a crime here in Philippines. If a crime was committed here in Philippines, its effect will only be within the Philippines or within the area where the crime was committed. Say for example here in Isabela, nag-commit sila ng crime, may crime na na-commit here sa Isabela. Say for example in the municipality of Jones, Isabela, pag may na-commit na crime dito, ang apektado lang dito is tayo lang na dito sa Jones, no? Other municipalities are not affected by it, no? However, because of globalization, kasi nagkaroon na tayo ng tinatawag nating interconnectedness, no? Nagkaroon na tayo ng interconnectedness. Ibig sabihin, we are already connected with each other. That's why when a crime was committed in, say for example, in Nueva Vizcaya, no? People in Isabela will know about it, no? And will feel, no, the effect and the impact of the crime committed in other places, no? Say for example, Binombang Marawi, no? There's an impact or there is an after effect of that, no, to people who are not residing in Marawi, no? Kasi nga, we are already affected by the so-called globalization. Tignan natin. Another example is nagkagera ang Ukraine at Russia. No? Why are we affected? Nagkagera ang Pakistan at Israel. No? Are we affected? No, may epekto ba yun sa atin? Yes, nagkaroon to ng effect. The point that the prices, no, of common goods like for example gasoline, no, are felt in our country and other neighboring country. So hindi na lamang ito problema ng dalawang bansang involved, which is Israel and Pakistan. Hindi na lang ito basta gera lang nilang dalawa at sila lang ang apektado. All of us are affected. If something happens in other country, no, meron siyang effect sa atin, no, despite we are not directly a participant of that war, or of the crime that is being committed in other country. And that is the impact of the so-called globalization to our current criminal crime landscape. No? So that's why also it's very important now to talk about globalization and how did it affected yung current situation natin in terms of criminality. Okay? Now, what are the different aspects or key aspects of globalization? For us to better understand the concept of globalization, we have here the key aspect of globalization. Economic globalization. Yung tinatawag nating economic globalization, the growth of international trade, investment, and multinational corporations. No? In terms of economy, we know already the effect of globalization to our economy. No? Some of us are dependent to the opportunities or employment opportunities being provided by other country. Like for example, in our country, marami tayong mga foreign investors na tinatawag. No? So, yung economy natin is not only controlled by the locals, tayo bilang mga local, tayo bilang mga Pilipino, hindi na lang natin kontrolado yung ating economy. No? May contribution na rin or meron na rin tinatawag nating impact yung mga foreign investors natin. That's why, sabi nga, di ba? Na pinu-point out lagi is more foreign investors, mas maraming foreign investors, mas maganda ang magiging ekonomiya ng isang bansa kasi mas maraming opportunities ang pwede nitong ibigay. Like for example, employment. So, that is with regards to economic globalization. Makita na natin na hindi na lamang naka-isolate ang ekonomiya, ang economy ng isang bansa sa sarili niyang resources, but also marami ring naibibigay ng mga opportunities ng ibang bansa, foreign countries in terms of resources kasi they're investing. Okay? Another is we have the so-called cultural globalizations. Well, globalization did not happen only this year or this decade, at least, baka kasi iniisip natin, globalization, siguro mga ano lang yan, year 2000 and so on. No. Nagkaroon na tayo ng tinatawag nating cultural globalization even before technology arrived. No? Like our gadgets or cell phones, laptops and internet and so on. It did not just started due to the development of these different technologies. If you're going to notice that we had already having a cultural exchange even prior to the development of the 20th century technology. Nung na-develop ang transportation, especially via water, nung nakakapag-travel na mga tao sa pamamagitan ng mga barko, something like that. Unti-unti nagkakaroon na tayo ng tinatawag nating cultural globalization. Ibig sabihin, na-transfer na natin or nagkakaroon na ng transfer of cultural values, traditions, even prior to the technology. Nung nagkaroon na ng mass transportation, nagkaroon na rin or nag-start na rin ang tinatawag nating globalization. Kasi ang growth ng isang culture, hindi na lamang siya isolated sa isang lugar. Kung hindi, napapalawak na nito or lumalawak na ang concept niya habang mas nagiging mobile ang mga tao. So, mas marami ang nagtra-travel, mas maraming culture ang naipapamahagi natin or nakukuha natin, na-adapt natin sa mga taong nakakasalamuhan natin. That is cultural globalization. Nowadays, since we have technologies and so on, diba? For example, I'll give you a good example. K-pop culture. Okay? K-pop culture. Well, K-pop, as we know, the Korean pop culture is for Korea. Then why do some Filipinos or participating in this kind of culture? Bakit may mga Filipino na nag-a-adopt ng ganitong culture? Well, that's basically because of cultural globalization. Dahil nagkaroon na tayo ng access on different information around the world, no? Madali na lang sa atin ang makapag-adapt ng isang culture na hindi naman originally nagmula sa atin. No? So same as true with other countries. Ganon din sila. No? So yan yung mga epekto ng tinatawag nating cultural globalization. Technological globalization, the spread of technology and innovation worldwide. No? May impact din to sa atin. No, for example is gadgets, though no, meron lang ano dito meron lang something na um, a key factor, such as for example we are a third world country. So ano ba ibig sabihin if we are considered as a third world country? Ibig sabihin hindi pa tayo nakakasabay, no, ng husto sa advancement of technology compared to other countries that are progressive, like for example is US, no? However, unti-unti na rin tayo nagkakaroon ng tinatawag nating adaptation in their technology. So for example, electric vehicle, no? Matagal nang nag-start ang movement on shifting to gasoline engines, no? Yung mga sasakyan na powered by gasoline to clean resources, no? Such as electric vehicle, no? In other countries. So matagal na silang nag-start doon, no? Ngayon, our country, no, is slowly adapting to that kind of technology. Medyo huli man, pero at least nag-a-adapt, no? So, yung adaptation na yan is part of the so-called technological globalization. Kasi kung ano yung ini-implement nila or ano yung nauusong technology in other country, no, ay naibabahagi din sa atin through globalization, no? Kaya nga meron na tayong mga electric bike as of now, diba? Meron tayong mga e-bike. Bakit kaya? Kasi nga etong technology na ito ay lumalaganap na in other countries and we are slowly adapting to it, no? Unti-unti tayong nag-a-adapt doon. So, that's part of the so-called technological globalization. Then we have also political globalization. What is all about political globalization? The development of international cooperation and institution like the creation of United Nations and the World Trade Organizations. We have Interpol, we have Europol, we have Asianapol, no, and things like that. So, the concept of organization is no longer limited in one country, no? Kundi we are also having a close relation to other countries, no? Such as Philippines joining the UN, United Nations, di ba? And since we are part of the United Nations, nababago na rin yung konsepto natin in terms of our political stand, no? Say for example, human rights, di ba? Human rights or the concept of human rights did not originated in our country. Hindi naman sa atin nag-originate yan eh. It originated in other countries. No? How did we adapt to it? Political globalization. We joined UN. UN mandates all their members to adopt certain policies, no? And included dyan yung tinatawag nating human rights. No? So those are the things that we adopted because we are participating in the global politics, no? Hindi pwede, no, that you will be a country that has no connection to other countries, no? It is hard to stand alone in the current political landscape, global political landscape that we have today. So we need to adopt, ano, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng allies, no? Kailangan meron tayong mga pwedeng sandalan or meron tayong sinasalihan, no, where we cooperate and we also learn, no, some important information that we can implement in our country. So that is all part of the so-called political globalization, no? Then we have also environmental globalization that is most likely focused on environmental movement, like for example is combating climate change, no, yung SDGs na tinatawag natin, the sustainability and addressing the current environmental issues. No? We need to understand that the problem on climate change, no, is not a problem by one country alone. No? Hindi lang yan problema ng Pilipinas o hindi lang yan problema ng Japan or problema ng US because, we're living in one planet. So this should be a problem that we will try to resolve as a united, as united as possible since we are living in one planet only. So yan yung tinatawag nating environmental globalization. So, there are different forms, no? Maraming forms ang globalization. It has an effect to our economy, it has an effect to our culture, technology, and politics, and most importantly, environment. Okay? The characteristic of globalization are the following. Ano ba yung characteristic ng globalization? Globalization can be considered as internationalization. When we say internationalization, no, we are referring to something that originated in one country, then it has received international recognition. No? It is an action or process of making something international. Yun yung concept niya. No? Marami na tayong mga principles that has been adopted by different countries due to internationalization. No? Say for example, one country, no, sa kanila nag-originate yung concept ng tinatawag nating probation. No? The concept of probation did not originated here in the Philippines. No, it originated in some countries. Then, since they had realized the importance of the concept of probation, na-internationalize siya. Ibig sabihin, na-adopt siya hindi lang ng isang bansa, kundi ng buong mundo. So, yun yung tinatawag natin internationalization. It's a good thing because there is something na nag-originate sa isang country if it's proven to be good and effective. No? If it's proven to be beneficial to the humankind, it will be adopted by most of the countries. So, yan yung tinatawag nating internationalization. Making something international. Next is globalization can be considered or can be viewed as liberalization. Now, these are all positive, positive pa lang po. When we say liberalization, it refers to the removal or loosening of restriction on something, typically in terms of economic, political system, or so. Now, it can refer also to the relaxation of law relating to social matters, such as, for example, we have abortion. Diba? Abortion is a very sensitive topic, no? But there are countries that allows abortion. No? In our country, we do not allow abortion. The concept of divorce, diba? We are among the few, no? We are among the few that does not have law on divorce, no? Ngayon, ano ba ang konsepto ng divorce, no? And what will happen if, for example, we already adopted the concept of divorce? Well, the effect of that is maglalax ngayon yung law na meron tayo. Magre-relax yung law na meron tayo. Ibig sabihin, no, iiwan natin yung ating well-established moral just to adopt on something that had already gained popularity and support in other countries. No? In other countries, they do recognize divorce. No? Philippines do not recognize divorce. Why? Because we are dominantly a Christian country. No? We are religious. It goes against our moral. It goes against our teaching. It goes against what we believe. No? But, no, someday, magkakaroon din tayo ng divorce. It will happen. No, hindi naman yan imposible. It will happen. However, no, mangyayari lang yon if we are to allow, no, to relax our law no, relax our values and morals on the matter being discussed, such as divorce, no? So minsan nga iniisip na, ay, hindi kailangan maging open-minded. 'Di ba yung pamalit term natin sa tinatawag nating liberal. Pag liberal ka mag-isip, ibig sabihin you're open-minded, no? If you are open-minded, ibig sabihin is you are now starting to question. You are now starting to question yung mga dating pinapaniwalaan mo without asking any question, without questioning it, no? Yun na yung tinatawag nating liberalization. Globalization comes with liberalization, no? Unti-unti na mag-a-adapt tayo no? Kumbaga doon talaga papunta, no? Doon papunta yung concept ng globalization if we view it as liberalization. So some people will say, no, we don't want to adopt. Ayaw naming maging liberal. Ayaw naming ma-liberalize. Ayaw naming mapalaya sa mga pananaw na meron kami, no, or whatsoever. But the thing is, as we are progressing, no, the more it is stronger, no, that we will be adopting soon in those kind of changes, no? Siyempre, papunta tayo doon. Yung progress natin, no, pataas. Okay? Paabante, pasulong, hindi siya pabalik. So hindi siya pwedeng nagpro-progress ka pero binabalikan mo or pinapatatag mo yung dati mong nakasanayan. Hindi siya ganun. Maiiwan at maiiwan yon as we progress. Okay? So, yan yung kinakatakot ng iba in terms of globalization. Okay? Because it makes us liberal. It removes the current restrictions that we have in our society. Okay? So, whether it is good or bad, I think it's up to a person how can he justify that progress is good, no, or progress is bad. Okay? Globalization can also be viewed as universalization. When I say universalization, we are giving a universal character or application to something, or we are making it of universal use. No? So this is something like internationalization. But here, no, so universalization is that we are giving the same treatment to everything that has the same situation. Again, human rights, di ba? Human rights is universalization. Why? Human rights is given, or it is a kind of right that is given to everybody. No? Hindi siya naka-specify that that human rights should only be or are only entitled for the white people. Diba? Hindi siya ganun. Okay? Human rights, or the concept of human rights is that it's universal. Everybody, anybody, so long as you are a person who is breathing, who is alive, no? You will receive human rights regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your social status, no? Citizenship, and so on. So, it's universal. Marami pa yan. No? Marami pang pwede tayong gawing example under universalization. Something that is applied to everybody. No? We could say also that globalization as westernization or modernization. No? When I say westernization, we are at the process where societies comes under or nag-a-adapt tayo ng mga tinatawag nating Western cultures. Now, under Western culture, syempre, hindi lang yan sa culture, but rather it involves the industry, technology, science, education, politics, things like that. Lifestyle, especially lifestyle, norms, morals, custom, tradition, everything, no? Ngayon, kung mapapansin niyo, bakit merong westernization, walang Asianization? Bakit tayo as Asian countries adopts, no? Or ang ina-adapt natin is a Western culture. Why don't we adopt the culture of our neighboring neighbor countries like for example Thailand, uh, Malaysia, no, Taiwan, things like that. Why don't we adopt them? Bakit hindi yung i-adopt natin? The thing here is that it is always the stronger, no, the more progressive country that influence the less progressive country. So tayo kasi pag nag-adapt tayo or nangongopya tayo ng mga either nangongopya tayo ng culture, no, or kung may gusto tayong gayahin na culture, ang ina-adapt natin yung mas nakakahigit sa atin, di ba? Like for example, Western countries, syempre, they're more progressive than us. No? So kung manggagaya tayo ng culture, manggagaya tayo ng tradition, or mag-a-adapt tayo ng lifestyle, ang i-adapt natin is yung mas higit sa atin. Hindi naman yung ikaw yung mas progressive, or in short, ikaw yung mayaman, tapos ang i-adapt mong culture or tradition is yung mga nasa mahihirap, 'di ba? Hindi pa ganun yung adaptation natin. Yung way of living, if that is way of living ang pinag-uusapan natin, is gagayahin nung nasa lower level yung nasa higher level, and it's not the higher level to lower level. Yun yung concept niya. So that's why when we are adopting culture, when we are adopting something, we always adopt, no, from a country that is more progressive than us. No? So it is very easy for us to be influenced by Western culture because we have this kind of mentality na pag galing sa ibang bansa is kapanipaniwala, di ba? Kapag galing sa ibang bansa is credible, no? High quality, no? Or mas tanggap. We have that kind of colonial mentality na tinatawag nila. So that's why we always adopt Western countries. So globalization can be like that also because we are adopting from more progressive countries. Okay? Globalization as deterritorialization. Sorry. Deterritorialization. Why is that? Bakit ganun? Or ano daw ang ibig sabihin doon? When we talk about deterritorialization, we refer to it as the process by which social relation, territory has its current organization and context altered, mutated, or destroyed. I'll give you an example. Federalism. The current form of government that we have is a democratic republic. Democratic republic. Now, there are some people, because of the influence of foreign countries, due to globalization, some people want us to become federal. Gusto nilang maging federal tayo eh. Gusto nilang i-pattern yung ating form of government to United States. Why is that? Because of course that is the effect of globalization. Siguro nakikita nila that those countries who have federal form of government are more progressive than us. That might be true or that can be true. So gusto nilang i-adapt din natin siya. Okay? There are some people also who would want our kind of government or the kind of government that we have. They want to shift it to communism. Why is that? Because yun yung nakikita nila sa ibang bansa eh. Yung influence nila is from other country and they perceive it to be positive and they want to adopt it. So, because of the influence of other country, dahil sa mga nakikita nila sa ibang bansa, through globalization is gusto nilang i-alter or pwedeng ma-alter yung current system na meron tayo ngayon. Di ba? Yung current system na meron tayo ngayon. So, doon nagkakaroon ng tinatawag nating deterritorialization. Kumbaga, nasisira, nababago, no? Or nawawala yung ating kinagisnang sistema. Okay? So, as you can see, globalization have a positive, no? Positive effect, and it has also a negative effect. No? Wala namang ano kasi, wala namang, we couldn't say that when we talk about progress or when we talk about globalization, it's all positive, no? Meron at merong masisira dyan. So some people are hesitant, no, in adopting to globalization. Meron yung iba, ayaw na ayaw mag-progress, gustong manatili lang doon sa nakasanayan, no? But then again, our world is evolving every day, no? So nagbabago. If you don't adapt, 'di ba? According to Charles Darwin, no? If you don't adapt, you will be extinct. So we need to adapt to globalization. Hindi pwedeng hindi tayo mag-adapt. Kasi pag hindi tayo nag-evolve, according to Charles Darwin, may-extinct tayo. So kung gusto niyo ma-extinct ang tayo na Pilipino, di sige, manatili tayo doon sa nakasanayan at nakagisnan natin. But the rule, no? The rule is that we need to move or we need to adopt, no, day by day, so as for us not to be extinct. Okay, so I guess we'll end up our first lecture on those topic, and we'll continue discussing the second topic, no, or the succeeding topic on the next video kasi medyo mahaba na. Okay, so I hope I was able to impart my knowledge with regards to the topic that we just discussed. And if you have questions, ask them on the comment. No? If none, thank you very much for listening. That's it for this video. See you on the next upload. Bye-bye.